And now, direct from Las Vegas, it's Football Forecast Weekly.
For Football Forecast Weekly, I'm Trip Mitchell. Hi, everyone, and there's a lot of excitement down at Bet Central. Let's check in with Dennis.
Well, thanks a lot, Trip. And you bet, the excitement here at Bet Central Las Vegas is through the roof. Why? Well, we've got the baseball playoffs going on. And the ball I have here is one I hit out of the ballpark at the Kimball County Fairgrounds into the livestock pen when I was playing back 50-some years ago in the Little League Championships in Kimball County, Nebraska. So I'm no stranger to baseball, and we have had a tremendous season picking baseball winners, and we expect to do the same thing through the World Series. That, and guess what? My 2-year-old filly, 60 Eddie, will make her debut at Santa Anita on October 25th. We can't wait. She's something special, and it's going to be tremendously exciting, and we'll probably have some video from the track for you then, too. Also, 2 weeks from this weekend is the Breeders' Cup. Another big time for gambling information coming from Bet Central right here in Las Vegas. So stay tuned here, and we'll have more information as I come back and analyze the college and pro games for you. Back to you, Trip.
Thanks, Dennis. And one of the funnest times I had last year was shooting the Kentucky Derby show that we got a chance to shoot all around the West. That was a lot of fun. Let's get to college football this weekend. Now, Stanford came to Salt Lake City last weekend and lost. A big upset. A lot of people were looking at Stanford at being in that BCS championship game. Now, they still got a chance to be playing in the BCS, just probably not in the championship game. But if they want to do that, they need to win this week versus UCLA. UCLA, 6 points, kind of an interesting number. Dennis will get to that in just a second. And then the other game, I know, Dennis, you hate Notre Dame, but the Notre Dame USC is one of the great matchups in college football. Dennis, talk about these two games.
You're absolutely right, Trip. Stanford kind of ruined their hopes for a national championship. However, I don't think it's going to matter. On the West Coast, Oregon just keeps rolling over everybody. It doesn't matter how high the bookmakers make the point spread on that Oregon team. The Ducks seem to go up and up and up until kickoff time. This week, it's well into the 30s, and who knows what the point spread will be on the Oregon Ducks at game time. By the way, they're playing Washington State. As an effort to try to bring you some insights into the toughest games on the board and the ones with the highest national exposure, I have to congratulate Trip for picking the tough games for me to give an opinion on. The first one is this Stanford matchup with UCLA coming to town. Stanford is a 6-point home favorite here, and they're playing against a very good UCLA team with a very good quarterback. Now, they showed some weaknesses last week, and they may be exposed again this week. The 6 points Stanford's favored by in this matchup seem like too many for me. However, the line started at 4, moved to 6. Some wise guy money on Stanford at this point. We'll have to wait till game time to make our final conclusion. But at this point, plus the 6, I'm going to ride with UCLA. And of course, I don't hate Notre Dame. It's just that Notre Dame is on NBC every week, and every week everybody gets their fill of Notre Dame. But you're right, the Notre Dame-USC game is a classic matchup. USC came back last week big, and we predicted that as we released them as a 10-star play on our money managed selections, and they kicked butt. However, they go on the road this week to play the Fighting Irish, who are coming off a loss at Arizona State and not too happy about it. Notre Dame's a 3-point favorite in this matchup, and I think Notre Dame will probably get the job done. USC has no quarterbacks, and although they played on emotion last week, to do it 2 weeks in a row is going to be a real tough call for them. So I'm going to take Notre Dame -3 in this matchup. I'll have some pro insights in just a moment.
Hey, Dennis, I want to give you congratulations. Your single game release, which was the Cowboys the other Sunday night, what a great pick that was. And I know a lot of people made a lot of money. Your network of pros around the country really do a great job when it comes to information. Let's talk about a couple games this weekend. A trap game, potentially. The Patriots, they've been facing great competition the last couple of weeks. They're only laying 4 against the Jets. That's a game that looks too good to be true. We'll get Dennis's opinion on that. And then the NBC Sunday night matchup. This thing is going to prove just to be a monster game. Denver, America's team, going up against the Colts. Now let's take a look at it. Peyton Manning, obviously his motivation, everyone knows that he wants, Irsay is one of the biggest jerks in football, the owner in Indiana. He wants to beat him and put up big numbers, maybe even in the 5 to 7 touchdown range. On the other hand, Andrew Luck, he was throwing it all over the park last year with different coordinators. And this year, he's been asked to tone it down. He's not getting the deep ball. Andrew Luck really wants to come out and have a great game here. This should be a lot of fun. Dennis, your thoughts on these two great matchups?
Well, with some great insight from some of my scouts around the country, we were able to pick Dallas against Denver a couple of weeks ago and got out of there with a win. They had to score a ton of points, but they still covered. We came back with them last week playing at home. We knew they'd do well, and they did. We'll see how they do this week on the road, and that will be the true test of the Dallas Cowboys. On to your intriguing matchup between the New England Patriots at the New York Jets. It's intriguing, all right. Both these teams are hurt and injured and playing some kind of fill-in-the-blank football. I feel sorry for both of these coaches because they have their hands full. As far as New England being a 4-point road favorite here, yeah, they've been playing some tough competition, but they still haven't shown me much. They were very lucky against the Saints, and I do mean very lucky. Some poor calls on the offensive side of the ball for the Saints kept them from getting the win over the Patriots, and that's simply put, luck. So this week, the luck might run out, however, on the Patriots. You can bet the Jets will be chasing Brady all over the place. 4 points seems like too much in what's going to be an ugly, ugly game. Let's take the Jets to cover. They may lose by a field goal, but we'll take the 4 points there. And of course, the biggest game of the week that you're going to hear everything about, including what color socks they wear, is the Denver Broncos at the Indianapolis Colts. Peyton Manning's return to the Colts, and he and Andrew Luck will fight it out for the new versus the old quarterback superiority in the National Football League. Well, Denver opened as a 5.5-point favorite in this matchup, moved to six, and then 6.5 rather quickly because the Broncos are going to be able to score. Now, that's all there is to it. Indianapolis is a fine team, but they're a young team, and they have a young quarterback. Denver's defense has gelled. They've gotten Champ Bailey back, and they seem to be as tough as ever. After the week off against the Jaguars last week, they'll come ready to play at Indianapolis, and as long as that point spread stays under 7, I'm going to take the Denver Broncos in this matchup. America's new favorite team, the Broncos, will ride into Indianapolis, and they may come out of here with a big win. I look for it to be something like 35-14 or 17. So I think the point spread at 6.5 is very small here, and a lot of value to be had on the Denver Broncos. And before I leave you, I'd like to urge all of you to go to the footballforecast.com website and check out the wager strategy page. On this wager strategy page, we have our handicap selection system for you to just read simply how we do it and how we stay ahead of the bookmaker for all of these years. So go to footballforecast.com, watch the video, check out the handicapping page. Make sure you get on board for one of our programs to win you some more money this year. Also, while you're there, enter the free contest for a trip to Las Vegas for Super Bowl weekend. So from here in Las Vegas at Bet Central, Dennis Tobler, out.
Dennis, as usual, your national network of pros have done a great job. Their information combined with your 30 years gives really some great tips and a great way to make money. Speaking of great tips, Trips Tips. 3 great picks Saturday, Sunday, and then a Monday night. Go ahead and take advantage of that and make some money. For everyone at Football Forecast Weekly, I'm Trip Mitchell saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.